Program Center intern Isabella Garcia and will be the moderator for the Alachua County School Board District 2 and 4 panel. There are two candidates for the District 2 seat, Diane McGraw and Thomas Vu. There are two candidates for the District 4 seat, Leonetta McNeely and Lou Welch. Welcome, candidates, and thank you for joining us today. The Alachua County School Board members are elected in nonpartisan elections and serve 4-year terms. All registered voters in Alachua County, regardless of where you live or party affiliation, may vote for all school board members. The seats are elected by the county at large, but candidates must reside in the district they would represent. The format of the forum will be as follows. Each candidate will have 1 minute for their opening statement. Following the opening statements, I will read questions prepared by the League of Women Voters. Each candidate will then have 1.5 minutes to answer these questions. There will be 3 questions in total. I will rotate the order in which the candidates respond. Candidates, you will be able to see the timer that will indicate the remaining time at 30 seconds and stop. Please stop when your time is up. If you do not, your microphone may be muted. We will begin with candidates' opening statements. You each have 1 minute, and we will begin in alphabetical order. District 2, Diane McGraw, your statement, please.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I am Diane McGraw, and I am still your candidate that has been committed to serve, and I have the courage to lead. In the last 18 months, when we were elected in 2022, I have been very visible, actionable. I implemented a barber class at Eastside High School, and we have a second one coming. I visited over 90% of our schools in the first 2 weeks to build those relationships, hear from our teachers, our parents, and our administrators. Also, I created a municipality, joint municipality meetings with surrounding municipalities to ensure every voice is heard. I also created a community-wide CTE board, and that has been working well. And I also wrote a plan to address behavior. And so I have not just walked, but I've talked to talk, I've walked, and I have been making a difference serving as the current chair of the Alachua County School Board, and I ask you to continue to allow me to do this work and vote for me on August 20th, 2024. Thank you.
Thank you. Thomas Vu, your statement, please.
Hello, everybody. My name is Thomas Vu, and I'm running for Alachua County School Board, District 2. I'm a 37-year-old former teacher and former member of district staff, and it's through that experience that I've seen firsthand how our teachers, our students, and our families are not supported. As a candidate, I'm committed to creating real systems that support our teachers, that grow them as opposed to treating them like they're expendable. I'm also committed to creating systems that ensure our students can read proficiently, because the data is real and the data shows that if you can't read by the end of 5th grade, your educational prospects drastically dim. And if elected, I'm also going to do everything I can to change the culture of the school district so that we engage in real community engagement. We need to go out and listen to people to understand what their needs are and what their concerns are. And again, my name is Thomas Vu, and I'm running for Alachua County School Board, District 2. Thank you.
Thank you. Now from District 4, Leonetta McNeely, your statement, please.
Good afternoon. I think you can hear me now. I am Leonetta McNeely, and I am seeking re-election to the Alachua County School Board. I have served 38 years as an educator, and my years serving on the Alachua County School Board have given me and empowered me the knowledge as to how to face the challenges that we have in the school system. The state and local leaders have many challenges to improve education for all students. I want to continue to work to address those issues. I ask for your continued support for me as this candidate and returning to the Alachua County School Board.
Thank you. Lou Welch, your statement, please.
Yes, I pronounce that Welge, like Welge. Who was that unmasked man? I'm a 5th generation Floridian. I was born in Jacksonville, Florida. I have a bachelor's degree from the University of, from Randolph-Macon College, a liberal arts college in Ashland, Virginia. It was a religious studies major. And then I got my master's and my specialist degrees in education from the University of Florida here. Go Gators. I'm running for the District 4 seat at the Alachua County School Board to use my 18 years of extensive and innovative guidance counseling experience, beginning teacher in Bradford County 3 years, 3 years in Volusia County, my last 11 years in Duval County, the city of my birth, Jacksonville, Florida. I want to gain this position to help our students, their parents, and the employees of the Alachua County Public School System to experience the most broad benefit of counseling, which is to help we the people to feel better about ourselves and to get along better with others. That's counseling's mission statement, to help people, us, to feel better about ourselves and to get along better with other people. Was that my time, or am I out of time? Okay, we'll continue in a few minutes.
Thank you, candidates. We will now move on to our prepared questions. You will have 1.5 minutes to answer. We will start with the candidates of District 2 and proceed to the candidates of District 4. We will begin with the second candidate alphabetically and then rotate the order in which candidates will respond to the questions. For our first question, we will begin with District 2. What are your top 3 priorities for improving Alachua County schools? Thomas Vu, your answer, please.
I feel like I'm going to repeat my introduction a little bit, but my top 3 priorities are, which to me are very 101 basic things for any large organization. So the first thing we need to do is understand our greatest asset, which is our teachers. And when I was a teacher, it was honestly one of the most fulfilling times of my life. But the constant feeling I got is that our expertise was never valued. And we need to go back to realizing that teachers are the ones in the front lines. They're the ones who see the problems and teach our kids every day. Many of our teachers see everyone's kids more than their parents do and have a huge impact on their lives and their futures. And so first, it's just doing that, making sure we bring respect back to the profession, making sure that our teachers feel valued. Because right now we have teachers leaving because they don't. We have teachers leaving because they feel like they're treated as expendable. They're leaving because they're told they can't transfer out of their schools to seek greater opportunities or promotions for themselves. And so they just quit the district. The next priority is that we need to make sure that we're teaching kids how to read. I worked in the data department and I really saw it firsthand to where once children leave elementary school, their ability to learn just drastically decreases. If you are a level 1 in reading in 5th grade, your math scores actually decrease over the year in 6th grade. To me, this is a 5-alarm fire that we're not addressing, and we need an all-hands-on-deck mentality of every aspect of government and community to do this. And the last one is just literally go out and engage the community. Solicit what they think, solicit what they have to say, and try to understand what their needs are when it comes to their kids' education. Because without that, we're not going to be able to make any movement to a better future.
Thank you. Diane McGraw, your answer, please.
And sitting in this chair, in this seat now with the Alachua County School Board, the top priority is our achievement gap. Since 2016, we had not had any of our schools that were in turnaround come out of turnaround. In less than 18 months, you have 3 schools that have come out of turnaround, which is wonderful. They're no longer a F, a D or F school, they're now a C. And so we're making progress in that category. Everybody's wondering about Lake Forest. Looking at our data, Lake Forest should make it out, which has been 5 Fs in the past forever. And so the other thing is behavior. One of the things, student achievement and the behavior go hand in hand. If you do not address the behavior, that affects your achievement gap. And also, I have shown as a leader, we are supporting our teachers. We now have staff in place that has decentralized themselves, going out in the schools, hearing what our teachers are saying, and they're working extremely hard. So your achievement gap, the behavior, supporting your staff, increasing morale, that is currently happening in Alachua County schools. Because one of the things we did, we brought stability. When you heard from all of our teachers, they wanted stabilities. In the last 10 years, you've had 8 superintendents. You cannot make progress if you continue to change in leadership in a short period of time. Thank you.
Thank you. Now we will move on to District 4 candidates' answers. Lou Welge, your answer, please.
Yes. Am I on? Top priority is working with the guidance staff. Teachers, as Mr. Vu says, are on the front lines. I don't like to use that metaphor because it's adversarial. We need better relationships between our teachers, our students, and counselors are folk that help relationships improve. The teachers are on the front line, the most stress. Administrators, are trying to help, but so often, systemically, they're removed from that classroom. A peer facilitator program is necessary in all the schools, elementary through high school. That's where students can help their fellow students. They'll learn listening skills. They'll be, that's the big thing. Listening's more important than talking. It's when folks are not heard and appreciated. Students, teachers, dissatisfied. I'm going to ask that administrators have at least one classroom guidance lesson a semester, where they are doing a classroom guidance lesson for their students in their schools. That's the first priority. I didn't get to the other two. Excuse me.
Thank you. Leonetta McNeely, your answer, please.
It is very difficult for me to narrow it down for just three. We have many, many priorities, but since you asked for three, one of the first ones that I want to see as a priority, and it's happening all over the United States and out of the country even, and that's recruiting and retaining qualified, certified teachers for our students. This is one top priority that we are having difficulty with. I will come back to that one before our questions are over. The other one is certainly compensation for all of our employees, not just the instructional staff, but all of our employees certainly need to have the correct compensation for the hard work that they all do. And then I know you've heard so much about rezoning. We have schools that are under-enrolled and schools that are over capacity. Those would be three of my top priorities: rezoning and compensation for all employees, and recruiting and retaining qualified instructional staff.
Thank you. Now for our second question, we begin with District 4. How would you address the literacy challenges students face in Alachua County? Leonetta McNeely, your answer, please.
We would certainly have other programs that we are going to be implementing for our literacy. We need all students to be able to read, all students. And we usually say third grade. I would say foundationally, even in first grade. One of the things that we are doing so great, I think, is that we are going to be reopening Duval Elementary, where I finished up as principal, but we will be working with 3- and 4-year-olds in that school, and we will be emphasizing literacy, helping children learn to read. This is a challenge for us, and so this is one of the things that we will be addressing. How do we improve the literacy? Starting with the foundation, 3- and 4-year-olds. So I know that we have some other good programs in place, but I wanted to say that particular one, working with the young children who are below kindergarten age.
Thank you. Lou Welge, your answer, please.
Yes, I'm a 69-year-old guy. This is my last year in my 60s. And I remember school as being a kind of a fun time, really, especially elementary school. And so when you talk about introducing literacy, to be able to decode words, and I think we need to make it less prosaic and talk is cheap, right? Money talks, right? We need to incentivize the reading of our youngest children at elementary level, and we need to involve music, which is a universal language. So I'm going to really encourage the singing of the ABC song. We could all sing along. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. And I would go on, but you all know that tune. A second one that the kids need to know, because we all need to know that somebody cares before we care what they know. And so I'm going to encourage the kids to sing, "You Are My Sunshine, My Only Sunshine." They're going to learn some vocabulary with that song, and it's going to help them to have a song in their heart moving forward.
Thank you. Now we will move on to District 2 candidates' answers. Diane McGraw, your answer, please.
Again, I must agree with Dr. McNeely. One of the things I did when I first came in is I visited all of our VPK classes. I was really disappointed when we lost our Head Start program, because you had an opportunity after 40 years to work with the entire family. And reading is key. That's part of my platform. And one of the things that when I visited our VPK classes, you had some of the classes where 18 out of 21 kids were ready and prepared to read coming out of VPK. If we can do that across the district, then guess what? By third grade, our kids will be ready. Also, continue to support reading nights with the families. Also, we are in partnership with the County Commission to do a countywide literacy assessment of the entire families. We are in a time where we have to work with the entire family, because we know our system has been around for 30 years. We failed some of those parents who were students of Alachua County Public Schools, and now we have their children. But one of the things, and we also, like I say, you got the credit, you got to look at the history. 2016, we had not had any movement when it comes to reading and closing that gap. It is happening now in Alachua County Public Schools, and I'm proud to be a part of this board that's making sure that is happening. Thank you.
Thank you. Thomas Vu, your answer, please.
Of course, I agree with everybody here. Reading is one of our biggest challenges that affects every aspect of education. And just for me personally, I was the child of Vietnamese immigrants who could not teach me how to read or write. So I went into elementary school not having any of those skills, much like so many of our kids do today here in Alachua County. But you know, who I am is a complete product of the Florida education system. And I know that education worked for me. And so when I became a teacher, one of the most heartbreaking things to see and to realize is that it's not working for so many of our kids here. And I'm a systems level thinker, and to me, when I look at the system we right now have to support kids, so much of it is we will catch them up in high school. And to me, that's over 5 years too late. I think we really do need a drastic change in how we reorient resources in this district. I agree with Dr. McNeely here. The primary grades are the most important. That's where all of our resources really need to go, K through 2, even though it's not state tested for accountability, because that's where it starts, and that's where kids start falling behind. And to do that truly is we need to take advantage of all the state tests that the state currently pays for, that gives us data about where kids are. We need to track it and see if they're making adequate progress from quarter to quarter and year to year. And if they're not, we have to make sure we have centralized resources we can actually go in and to support those kids. So much of what we do is blame families and blame everything except ourselves. And as a school district, we need to make sure we're doing everything we can within our power to make this change happen.
Thank you. Now for our third and final question, we'll start with District 2. Describe an effective school board member. Thomas Vu, your answer, please.
I believe an effective school board member truly is somebody who represents the people, is somebody who stands by what they say. One of my biggest reasons for running is the idea that I looked at the last election cycle. I looked at a bunch of candidates run all on basically the same platform, yet now they're split. Yet now we're not making the big drastic changes that we really do need to make. What I'm seeing right now is short-term thinking. What I'm seeing right now is just trying to put window dressing up to try to make things look nice, when in reality, if you look at the data, you look at the nitty-gritty, you look at the teacher exodus, everyone's leaving and almost everyone agrees that we have big issues here in Alachua County public schools that need drastic changes. So for me, to be an effective school board member, I have to go out and listen to everybody. It can't just be someone doing it for me. I have to go out into every periphery of the county and hear what life is like for people, how difficult it is for families to educate their kids, why some families feel like they don't even need to send their kids to school anymore because they feel like it doesn't offer them anything. We need to make sure that Alachua County Public Schools is everybody's number one choice. And right now, for so many, it's not. Our enrollments have been declining for over a decade. Our ratio of gifted students, the overall student population, is decreasing even with all this population growth. They're all leaving because they all feel the same way. And for me to be an effective school board member, I need to do everything I can to make sure that people feel like our school district and our school board is here for them.
Thank you. Diane McGraw, your answer, please.
An effective school board leader is someone who looks like me. This is the third time that I'm running for the school board. Many people know my situation. When I came in, I came back with not a vindictive spirit. I came back for those who truly know me, hitting the ground, running, going into the schools. I went into the schools. I'm still going into schools. If you look at my Facebook page, I'm always posting where I've been, where I'm going. I have made a true difference with the children. That's what it's all about. I've taken the politics out of it, and I've focused on what is best for children. Even our board meetings now, they're very calm. Many people have called me and said, Ms. McGraw, continue to do what you're doing. An effective board member, we're going to listen. We're going to go in and build a relationship, because one of the things when I did come in, morale was extremely low. But when you show people that you care and you're serious about the seat that you're serving, and you say, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? I want to make a difference. I've done that through my service. I've done that as a leader. And a leader has to be able to make tough decisions, especially given the climate that we're in with dealing with Tallahassee, and our school board has been a target. And I have shown through my actions that I am here truly committed to serve, and I'm all about all kids and all families that are a part of Alachua County Public School. Thank you.
Thank you. Now for District 4 candidates' answers. Lou Welge, your answer, please.
Thank you. Yes. Showing up is half of it. And it's good that you're here today participating. And there's guidance counselors saw kids in three ways: individually, which everybody thought, confidentiality and all that. But that's great. But one-on-one, you can get along with anybody one-on-one. There's also small group counseling, like study skills and small groups to help kids deal with changes, like especially divorce or separation or anger in their homes, anger management. The third way is classroom guidance lessons, and this is where a counselor or an administrator or a teacher really shows their chops. Because if you can do an adequate lesson and keep the kids' attention and have them be able to say, well, I got X out of this, or I got that out of that, that's really where the rubber hits the road. And so I'm going to be doing outreach. I'm going to be like Ms. McGraw. I'm going to be visible, accessible, out in the schools. I'm going to be dressed as Abraham Lincoln occasionally in high school classes and elementary and middle school, because what an example. You don't worry if people don't listen to us. They're always watching us. So people say, well, why do I reenact Abraham Lincoln? Because I can. And I first started it as a guidance lesson in Duval County. It was very successful. You talk about passion. You get people, you get the students interested in history, and it's a complex thing. And So involvement, attendance, involvement.
Thank you. Leonetta McNeely, your answer, please.
I guess you may wonder, why am I wanting to be reelected? Well, one thing, there's work still to be done. An effective school member, a board member, I should say, never stops worrying about what needs to happen or change in the Alachua County public school system. I can tell you that through my years serving in this capacity, the passion that I feel, the speaking that I will do, the fighting that I have to continue is a must. An effective board member must include stakeholders, the citizens, the families, staff, all of the above, in order to make things happen for our children. And I keep saying the children. Yes, we have staff. Yes, we have other aspects of the school system, but the kids are our number one priority. So I sleep, eat, and work hard every day. That is what you need as an effective school board member.
Thank you. Thank you, candidates, for participating in this forum this afternoon.